Hey, this is Kalen and Brandon with the Hashknife Ranch. Welcome to Ag Shorts. Today's topic for the next 5 minutes is how we minimize animal disease and the risks that are entailed with them. So how do we do that, Dad?
Oh, vaccinations, really, and trying to keep a closed herd if possible. You don't mix a lot of animals. We're not running animals together with other people who don't necessarily vaccinate. You don't know if they do or not. Most people do. And I think the reason why you don't hear of a lot of huge outbreaks, there's been some entire swine or hog operations, say in China, with swine flu completely wiped out because we vaccinate. That's what we do. And most everybody is really, really good about that because there's a myriad of diseases that a calf can get, cows can get. We vaccinate the cows when we preg test. If they got a calf in them, we're going to keep them. Boom, they get a shot. And it covers a variety of ailments. When a calf is going to be branded, we do the same thing. We give them that initial shot because they've got no immunity other than natural immunity. So we give them that shot. And then again, when we go to sale time in the fall, we do what's preconditioned with those same things, those same types of ailments as a booster. And we go into a spot when they leave grass later on or go to somebody else's grass, they don't want to import any disease. And so they'll give them a shot if if somebody hasn't vaccinated or they got them in lots that can't prove the vaccination, they'll give them a shot anyway. Then when they go into a feedlot, which is more of a condensed area where they're just on a straight feed for fattening, there's a lot of potential for dust and a lot of pneumonia type or dust type of ailments that an animal can get or vaccinated for that. And that's why you don't hear of a lot of huge outbreaks in this country, in our industry, because you'll wipe out an entire herd or a bunch of herds or an entire region will become infected with something. And so I think most everybody is really good about vaccinating their animals. And that's why, again, a safe, reliable food source, free from any ailments, not necessarily passed on to the consumer, but certainly a break in the food chain where you have a big loss or less animals available for slaughter.
Right. Well, another thing too, I think is important. We're talking more beef, but with horses too, you have particularly made it where when we go to the backcountry, there are some locations where you can have it's an open corral or something for the animals to reside in instead of having them picketed or something like that. Oftentimes, you won't have us store the animals there because there can be communicable diseases on either the troughs or the railings too, right?
Yeah. And some of the groups in the like a backcountry horseman, which does some really good work, good trail maintenance, promoting the use of animals in the backcountry, and they'll build at a trailhead, for instance, a hitching post. They're really nice ones, and maybe have a spot where you can drop hay in there. I don't use those. I mean, it's a really good thought, and I really appreciate what they're doing with that, but I don't know whose horse has been there with a snotty nose,
Yep.
dripping in
Dangerous.
that hay or hay that's left over. And we've known people that have gotten their animals really sick with a type of influenza type or upper respiratory type ailment and almost lost their horses. And the only thing that was different is they did something like tying up to a spot like that or let them eat out of some hay that had been discarded right there. And it's like, oh my God.
Yep.
So I try not to do that. I try not to drink out of a water source. I want a water source that's either a river, creek, spring, something that's not, where a lot of high concentration is.
30 seconds.
There you go. 30 seconds.
All right. Yep. Vaccines, watching community areas. That's how we take care of our animals and make sure everything's good.
Good behavior.